Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. I'm camped out in the car at the moment. I finally got it clear of frost. I know, to be honest, it wasn't too bad. Much like the rest of the country, we've been subject to this big freeze over the last week. It's been absolutely horrendous. We've been down to sort of -9, -10 degrees overnight. Everything has been frozen solid. Last couple of days, things weren't looking too bad. Everything seemed to defrost. And then this morning I've woken up and everything was frozen again. So I had some jobs planned today. Up at the allotment, there was some bits and pieces I want to get done. I've got some more garlic that needs to go out. It's ready to go out. But again, if the ground's frozen, I'm not going to bother with that. So bit of a plan B today. You can see the car's got cardboard in the back here, and we've got some leaves and things, if you can see them back there. And we're a toasty 1.5 degrees here, if you can just sort of see that at the top there at the allotment. And I've never been so thankful to have the heated seat on, because it keeps me nice and toasty warm. As soon as I get in the car, chuck that on. Oh, lovely and warm, man. Anyway, enough of the comfort of the car. It is time to get out. We'll get over the allotment and get some odd jobs done. So back with you in just a jiffy. Well, I'm here and I made it to the plot. It's a bit cold, it's a bit dull, it's a bit cloudy, there's a bit of a cold breeze, but not to worry, everything's frozen solid though. I can feel it under my feet. I'm sort of crunching along here, and I'll have a look at you can see the ground here. It's just absolutely solid. So there's no digging going on today. Regardless of whether you're no dig or dig, nothing's happening. It's absolutely frozen solid. So we'll potter about and get some other jobs done. I did have some stuff planned. I've got some garlic back at home in the little greenhouse that's ready to come out, and we've got the bed here. It's going to go in here and it's all ready to go, but again, it's frozen solid, so we're not going to be putting anything in that today. So we're going to potter around, do some different jobs. And I've said before that even though it's a bit cold, it's a bit miserable, I'm here, I'm out, I'm in the fresh air. It's absolutely lovely, it's brilliant. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else on a day like today. It's lovely and fresh, it's magic. And springtime Mark again is going to be so pleased that wintertime Mark came here and did all these little rubbish niggly jobs that on a morning like today. It's Sunday morning, it's about 9:30, something like that. It'd be so easy just to stay in bed, stay in the house with a cup or something like that in the warm, and not come out here. But we're going to get on, we're going to get some little bits and pieces done, some jobs here and there. Not quite what we had planned, but we're still here. An hour, a couple hours, get loads of jobs done, and we'll be feeling absolutely smashing after we've done that. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. I'm going to go and have a bit of a mooch around, decide what I'm going to do. We'll get set up and we'll get on with some of the jobs. So back with you in just a jiffy. Oh, and one other thing that we're going to do, so make sure you watch till the end of the video. You might have seen in the last video, we're doing a Charles Dowding calendar giveaway, and that is being done at the end of this video. But I can't film it yet because I said I'd leave the competition open till lunchtime today, so 12 o'clock today. That's when the competition closes, so I'll film a bit right at the end of the video once I'm back home, and I'll stitch it on at the end of this video, and that'll have the calendar draw in there. Who the winner is, who knows, but good luck to everybody who's entered. So this area here is an area I've been working on for the last few months, just to try and get it sorted. Some of you have seen my older videos and know that we usually have sort of flowers in this area, and we put this arch up so we can get sweet peas going over it. And I had some different types of squash growing down here and under the arch and things last year, but it's just all been a bit temporary, a bit ad hoc, a bit messy. So we've put all this cardboard down because it was getting very, very weedy in amongst where the squash was growing. It was all a bit of a mess. So we've got some new, I don't know if you can quite see it on the camera there, but we've got some new palette colours that are going to go down as raised beds, and I'm just going to just going to tidy this up. I'm not going to do the whole job today because we need to fill up with compost and stuff like that, and I'll have a chat about compost actually in a minute there, about some stuff that I've seen over the last few days and whatnot. But you know, this is it's going to be a bit of graft anyway, and I'm all layered up. I said before it's cold, so let's just take a layer off and see what we've got. Oh look, it's Christmas after all. We're doing the giveaway, and it's only a week till the big man comes, so why not wear a beautiful Christmas jumper for today's video? Let me just hang my jacket up over there, and we'll come back and we'll get cracking with this job. So I've been decorating my home office. It's a bit of a story. I've been decorating my home office, and as part of it, I've got a new sort of couch sofa bed thing at the back of it, and it came in this massive box. And as those of you who do any sort of no dig or anything like that, getting a massive box is absolutely brilliant, because you get loads and loads and loads of new cardboard. So I've tried to peel off as much of the sellotape as I can, and most of this is already covered in cardboard, but as with a lot of stuff, there's a few dodgy spots, and I'm just gonna sort of double up some of the cardboard in places where it's a bit thin, and sort of like just these little bits at the edge over here where it's kind of poking through. I've got a bag of compost and it's absolutely frozen solid, so we'll not be moving that today, and I've just almost slipped over. And we're going to put the pallet collar, we'll put one of the pallet collars out, and I'll talk about how I'm going to fill it. I'm not going to fill it just yet, but they're second-hand pallet collars. They're only a couple of quid each, I think. I've already sort of prepared them with some wood treatment stuff, with some decking treatment, so that it's good to go through the bad weather, through the rain. And we do have a bit of an issue, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got this bit of sort of concrete here. It's only that big, holding down the cardboard that's here, and it is frozen solid to the cardboard, and I actually can't move it. No matter what I do to it, kick it, pull it, thump it, hit it, it won't move. So we're stuck with this bit of concrete here for the minute. So I'm hoping the way this is going to go, I reckon I'm going to get at least 2 pallet collars before we get to the archway, and I've not quite decided what I'm going to do here. I might put a 3rd pallet collar in here, and we'll grow flowers in it, and it'll look like a thing underneath the archway here. So that's maybe one thing I'm going to do. So I've got 5 pallet collars, 5 new pallet collars. 3 of them have been prepped, so I might do 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do 1, just set it out today. The other 2 are just sort of sitting back over there waiting to go off and be painted with the deck and stuff and things like that. I'll probably do a double height one somewhere and do some carrots and things in it. Although Rob from Rob's Allotment, make sure you go and check out his channel. I'll pop up a little link up there. Is up there. I never remember which hand to point up, because the camera's like a mirror image of me, and when you put it on YouTube and you've got to add the little thing that pops out, and when you point up, I'm never sure which side it is. But anyway, go and have a look at Rob's channel. Absolutely magic. He's got this beautiful grow room in the loft in his house, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely great that he's got it. And he's just started doing his onion seeds, so go and have a look at that. But like I say, I'll pop a thing up there. You can click it and go and see it. But make sure you watch all of this video first before you click it and go and watch it. But anyway, these pallet collars are brilliant, and they just fold out like that, and they make absolutely wonderful raised beds. I'm going to sort of just put it down loosely, because what I want to do, I want to make sure there's a little walkway, a little path along here, so I can get into the sort of existing strawberry bed. There's not much on this side. There's a bit of a mess over here that you probably can't see, but one of the pea and bean frames fell over, and then there's quite a wide path that comes up here, because behind where you are now, behind where the camera is, that's one of the big compost bins where I chuck everything in. So I need to have a big sort of gap up there. And always remember that when you're doing your paths, about how wide your path is, so you can get the wheelbarrow down. So I can get the barrow down there all the way up to the pallet collar sort of compost bin, and get the compost in there. Right, but let's have a look at this. Let's sort of plan this out. So at the back here, again, you might not be able to see it, it's the old dumping area. So we've got bits of wood, we've got bits of pipe, we've got stuff. It's a mess, but it needs to be there. I need somewhere to put all that stuff, but I'm just gonna step into the pallet collar. Another good thing about these, you can step into them and sort of just kind of plan where it's gonna go. Try and get it square. I'm not a big fan of everything having to be perfect. Squarish and levelish is very much my motto around here, because if I tried to get everything perfect, I would never stop adjusting things. I'd be constantly shuffling stuff about. Anyway, I think it's pretty much about where it's going to go. I'm going to come over there. Let me pick you up. 2 seconds. Let me come and get you. Have a good look at the Christmas jumper while we're here. Right, let's just spin you around and have a look how this is looking. So if I take a couple of steps back, I'll try not to slip on all this ice that's down here. So this is where it's going to sit. You see, we've got a little path sort of walkway down here, so I can get into the strawberry bed that needs tidying up. It's a bit of a mess. We've got the aforementioned dumping area back here, one pallet collar here, another pallet collar is going to go here in front of it, and possibly a third one to come into here under the archway, and it'll bring us up nicely up to this sort of edge here. But then the problem comes about filling them. I mean, those pallet collars, you think they don't look that big, but they actually take quite a lot of compost to fill it up. And speaking of compost, I was at B&M the other day, and I put a picture up on Instagram yesterday. If you want to see Instagram, it's at marksallotmentplot on Instagram. You go and have a look. I popped a wee thing up there, and they were selling Jack's Magic in my local B&M. Now I like B&M, it's usually pretty cheap, and it was £8.99 for a bag, so £9 for one bag of compost. I mean, admittedly, Jack's Magic's a bit of a premium compost sort of thing, and it usually is a little bit more expensive, but I've never seen it that price before, man. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm going to fill those pallet collars in a slightly different way. So we've got the Dalek here. Now this Dalek was here when I took over the plot about 2.5 years ago, and it's actually, ignore the little couple of weeds here that are growing in it. It's a bit solid at the moment, it's frozen, but there's some great compost in there, and it's probably up to about here. So I'm going to pretty much empty that into one of those pallet collars, and if we have a little wander over here, we've got the comfrey. So I left the last of the comfrey here, and you can see it's all pretty much just died off, but I'm going to chop all that up, and I'm going to put that in as our first layer in the pallet collar. Also, you know, I'm a big fan of leaf mould, and we're going to top the thing up in just a minute there, because I've got some more bags of leaves here to go in there. I might actually put a layer of leaves in there, and there was a technique, I can't for life remember its name, about where you put in wood chips and leaves and all sorts of stuff in the different layers and amongst the compost and stuff like that. Now I don't quite know enough about that to do it, but I do know that I can fill at least the bottom layer of this pallet collar, and the other two as well, with that chopped up comfrey, some of the leaves, and then I'm not using as much compost. And obviously the leaves and the comfrey and stuff like that, it's going to rot down. And one thing I'm going to try and do next year, I should say, 2023, next year, is I'm really going to concentrate on how to make my own compost, because it's getting so expensive. I know there'll be deals on and stuff like that. I used to get the old, was it 3 bags for £12 and that sort of stuff, but honestly, when I saw that yesterday, that Jack's Magic for £8.99, I was like, how much is that going to cost? Anyway, enough of me waffling on. I think we're pretty much done with this. I'm happy with that, how that's going to look. We've got a little bit more cardboard here. I'm just going to sort of tidy all this up around here and a bit around here, but I'll not bore you with that. So we'll go and have a look at the leaves. I know how much you like the leaves, but you know, I've got another 4 bags here, and I've probably got at least another dozen bags at home. But I think it's quite interesting to show you every now and again, to show how much volume the leaves take up and how much it's going to sort of shrink down to over the 2 years it probably takes to make the leaf mould. So we'll get set up over there. We'll have a look, because it's only been a week, 10 days, whatever it is, since I put the first lot of leaves in there. So we'll have a look at them, see how much they've gone down by just in that short amount of time, and we'll get it topped up as well. So back with you in just a jiffy. So a little bit of an interesting development on the leaves. I know I said we'd see how much they'd gone down by, but I'd kind of been forgetting about the big freeze, and the leaves still appear to be in the same shape that they came out of the bag last week. So, you know, best made plans and all that. Luckily, the leaves that I sort of gathered up yesterday aren't quite as frozen as the other ones. But this process, again, I mentioned it last week, that it's dead easy. All I'm going to do is just keep piling, and apologies for the noise again, all these leaves into this builder's bag. And there's a mixture in there. We've got a sort of, I mentioned we've got lime trees, so there's loads of lime leaves, and then we've got this sort of vine thing that grows over the arbour, and that's all dropped its leaves, so they're in there as well. But I was looking forward to showing you just how much the leaves have gone down by in just that short space of time. But obviously we'll not do that, because it's completely frozen and it's done. So I think I'm just about done for today. So there we have it. I'm pretty much done at the allotment for now, because obviously we're going to scoot home and we're going to do that draw for the calendar, for the prize draw there, and I will get it posted out Next week, however, remember Royal Mail are on strike on the 23rd and 24th of December. They were on strike last week. I have no opinion on the strike. I'm not saying it's good or bad. You know, they're obviously doing it for a reason. So I'll get that sent off as soon as I can, as soon as I've sorted out winners' details and things like that. But bearing in mind there is postage delays, we've got bank holidays, Christmas, Boxing Day, all that sort of jazz coming up. Hopefully it will be with you before New Year, so you can pop it up ready for January starting. But that's the leaves done, that's the palette colours done. One last thing I think just to mention before I head off home there is, remember before I mentioned about Rob's Allotment channel, what I forgot to say though is that he's a Spurs fan. And I mean, that's a bit of a shame because we all know about Harry Kane in the World Cup and what happened, and you wouldn't have seen Alan Shearer missing a penalty like that. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, it's the World Cup final this afternoon, so I'll be at home watching that as well. Hopefully this video will be done and dusted by then. We'll have it uploaded and ready to go, so you can all come and have a look at half time or full time or whenever YouTube decides to put it live, and we'll get that sorted. But I will, by the magic of video editing, appear at home in just a moment. And I'm back and we're ready to pick the winner of the prize draw giveaway. Here we are in Mark's Allotment Plot HQ, never seen before on YouTube. This is the very first time. This is my home office and it also doubles up where I do all my video editing over here. So you can see the video that I put out the last time, and this is the one for the competition, and it's got all the comments all the way up and down here. And what we do is we pop over to this website here. This loads all of those comments in, and then we click on the start button and it should hopefully randomly pick us a winner. So you can see it cycling through all the comments there, and the winner is Coastal Gardens Northwest. Well done, congratulations. The comment there, hi Mark, great video, looks cold there. We had our first frost here today, sprouts look amazing, hope you get well soon mate. Well, thank you very much. Please have a look in the description below this video. There's an email address in there. Drop me an email with your details and I will get the calendar sent off to you ASAP. Well, thank you very much to everybody for watching today's video. If you want to, please think about subscribing. It's absolutely free. Just click the red button down below. Give us a thumbs up, leave us some comments, let us know what you're up to. Hopefully we might get one more video out before Christmas, maybe not. We'll see how busy I am this week, but certainly after Christmas, it's onion planting time. I've got loads of different onion seeds to get on the go. All the onions this year have been done from seed. We're not doing them from set because it generally seems to be a little bit better. But watch out for that coming after Christmas if I don't get something done beforehand. And if I don't see you before Christmas, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and enjoy yourselves. Take it easy, don't worry, enjoy your Christmas lunch and all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.